Hey, it's Gordon Lucas here, Program Manager for Change Manager at Embarcadero Technologies. Today I'm going to give you a quick tour of Change Manager 5.1, showing off the Schema auto-synchronization facility that's new in version 5.1. The demonstration today will create a schema comparison job. We're going to compare a SQL Server source with a Sybase target and another SQL Server target. We're going to generate a command line to run the job and synchronize the targets to match the source. And then I'll use DB-Artisan to change the source database. We'll run the job by the command line, and I'll show you that the targets now match the source. Okay, this is Change Manager 5.1. The first thing I'm going to do is create a new schema comparison job. The source is going to be one of my SQL Server databases. And then I'm going to set two targets. One's going to be Sybase and one's going to be SQL Server. So to add multiple targets to my comparison, I click this Add More Targets just below the target box, and it turns into a grid. So I'm going to assign two targets. And I'm going to name my job AO System Compare and Sync. On the Refinements tab, I'm choosing objects and object types on the source database that are going to be compared with the target. Because this comparison is cross-platform, there's a Sybase and a SQL Server comparison. A subset of the objects are available for comparison. Okay, I'm going to compare objects in my AO system database owned by DBO, and I'm going to leave the rest defaulted. On the mapping page, here's where I can pair up databases on the source and target. The targets are listed in this drop-down box, so to compare different databases or owners, I can select the target and then set the mapping. Since I have the AO system database on both of my targets, it's automatically mapped. On the options page, 5.1 has a new synchronization options group where I can select manual or automatic. Manual is going to let me view the results, look at the differences on each of the objects on my source and my targets, and then select objects to synchronize, review the sync script, and then save the SQL or run the SQL. The automatic synchronization is going to run the SQL to make the target objects match the source when the job is run. You want to be careful about automatic synchronization, especially where data is involved. If there's a lot of structural changes, you want to be a little bit more conservative and review the change scripts before you run them. But in this case, we're going to set it to automatic, and we're going to save the job. Control S. Once the job is saved, the generate command line option becomes available. And what I'm going to do is create a Windows batch file to run the job. I have some options for generating a report. I'm going to leave those blank. I'm going to put the job just on my desktop. I'm going to call it Sync AO System. When I click Finish, the command line is created. I'm going to launch DB-Artisan. And what I'm going to do on my source is I'm going to change some of the objects. Let's open the customer table and make a few changes. Let's lengthen address, allow nulls, and let's save that. And let's change the sale table as well. Let's add a column. Sale price. We'll make it a money column, and we'll allow nulls. Okay, let's bring up the command prompt. Let's navigate to my desktop, and let's run the batch file that Change Manager created for us. So what this will do is kick off the job that we saved and configured. It'll run the comparison between the source and the two targets, and then run the sync scripts to make the targets match the source. Okay, our job is done. You can see that it compared our source data source with each of our targets, and on both it found a 98% match, and the outcome was success. Okay, let's flip back to Change Manager. Now, to verify that the sync script ran correctly, let's turn off the auto-sync option on this job and run the job, and we should get a full 100% match on both targets. Okay, so our job is complete, and it's compared both the source with both targets, and the match is 100%. So just to recap the demonstration, we created a schema comparison job with one source and two targets. We set it to auto-synchronize. We generated a command line to run the job, which we could then connect into a scheduler. We used DBArtisan to change the source, and then we ran our command line job, and then we verified that the targets were indeed synchronized to match the source. For more information about Change Manager, visit us on the web at www.embarcadero.com, where you can download a free, full-featured 14-day evaluation of the product. Change Manager is part of All Access, and to contact sales, it's sales@embarcadero.com. And thank you very much for watching.